Hey, are you ready for the latest and greatest tabletop gaming experience from the same team who brought you Cowboys vs. Samurai? The truest spellcrafting experience since the days of Merlin? A way to get in tune with your magical roots? Well, look no further than Legends of Wizardry. Combine elements, forms, and modifiers to best your opponent in a true game of wits. Let's go talk with the developers for some insight on the creation of this game.
Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Tristan.
I'm Christian.
I'm Christopher.
And we are the enemy. In all caps with Radio Blur.
So, one of the major changes was toward the end of the development process when we added visuals. Prior to that, it was just black text on white cards that were created in Google Docs to make it easy to print. And before even that, there was just the version that we all wrote out on index cards, which was terrible because it took so long. The printed cards were so much better. And then we colored them, added little icons to them, and now they're in the state that they're in today.
And in terms of actual gameplay, when we initially created the game, it was very bare bones. We had a small card pool, and when we play tested, players said that it was fun, but that it lacked replayability due to how repetitive it would get. So our biggest content overhaul was when we doubled our card pool with new cards of each type. And it was really then that players enjoyed it and saw what we were going for in our final product. So the way we actually came up with the idea for the game was a sort of exercise that our professor put together, where all of us wrote down 4 different things: a game genre, type of game, a setting, and then something else. And we compiled all of our ideas into a hat, and then we pulled out 4, and each of those 4 groups made a game or an idea. And we had about 2 games that we thought had some potential. So we made prototypes, very basic, 2-day prototypes of each of them. And once we tested them out, we learned that the one we went with had a bit more, was easier to make, and something that people would probably like a lot more.
Well, in comparison with card games like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, like you said, they are collectible card games. Where with collectible card games, you build your own deck, you know what's in your deck, and you can plan your entire plan and strategy around your deck. Whereas with our card games, all the players in the game go and share a singular deck, and albeit you do know everything that's in the deck, unlike where in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, where you plan out your turns and your strategy based on what you have in your hand and what you can draw in the future, and what you know for sure is in your deck. With our game, since it's a shared deck, you're more so likely just to play on what's in your hand.
Or something indeed. So I had worked with a few of our members on other projects before.
We're definitely closer now.
Yeah, as Zach said, we met each other very beginning of school. Known Malcolm pretty much all my life, but Chris and Christian, I hadn't really known, hadn't really seen around, but now I think we're pretty good pals.
I didn't really know Zach and Tristan all that much, except for outside of Chris and Malcolm because of what they've done.
Out of all the people here, the only one that I didn't know when we started the project was Tristan, but have become friends with him and also feel like better friends with everybody else as well.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I had a lot of fun working on it with you guys. Like, there was a lot of stress this semester, but this really wasn't like that big of a stressor. I had a lot of fun with this, you know?
I think it was really cool to get away from coding everything, because all we've been doing basically these past few semesters is code this, and then we got to coding games, and while there can be really cool ideas with digital games, and that's where a lot of the market is right now, there's something magical and very simplistic but wonderful about the tabletop games, because you're not having to worry about bugs in your code. It's just the game, and any balancing is changing numbers, changing phrasing, mechanics. It's all physical and can be done usually pretty quickly. So it was a very different experience that was a lot more fun than I expected.